এই সেমিস্টারে স্যার করাবে 17 তারিখে ডেটটা ফাইনাল মোটামুটি আর কি।
At what time it will be?
স্যার এটা প্ল্যান হচ্ছে আমরা ঢাকার দিকে যাবো আর কি, ওইদিকে একটু ঘোরাঘুরি করবো, তারপর লাঞ্চ করবো একসাথে স্যার।
Okay, our exam will be in the evening. Why you worried about the lunch and other thing?
কারণ স্যার আমাদের তো ম্যাথগুলি করে আসতে হবে স্যার।
Yeah.
নেক্সট ফ্রাইডে হলে মোটামুটি প্রিপারেশন
নেক্সট ফ্রাইডে হলে শুধু দেখা করে দিব না
স্যার। নেক্সট ফ্রাইডে দেন, একটু সময় দিলে বেটার হয়, এভাবে স্যার ফাইনান্স পারি না।
Okay, what time it will be good? Is it in the morning or evening for your exam?
Evening, sir.
Evening,
sir.
Evening.
Okay, that means from it will be from 7 to 8.
7:30, sir. 7:30.
So 7:30 is too much late, because if whenever we are giving exam, the final and midterm start from the 7. Why is
5 to 6?
7:30? What will be the benefit for half an hour? Can you justify the benefits of half an hour? Then I can change the time.
স্যার হচ্ছে আমার শুক্রবারে নারায়ণগঞ্জ একদম মেঘনাঘাট যেতে হয়, ওখান থেকে আসতে অনেক সময় একটু প্রবলেম হয়ে যায়, বাকিদেরটা আমি জানি না স্যার।
Okay, we'll try to start at 7. Let's see what happens, how many of you present, as I will be in the exam hall as invigilator. First I will check how many of you are already present, then we will start our meeting. The time will be 7 p.m. and the date is today. I think this Friday is, and it will be our last class. Actually, if this Friday, that is this
আর
Friday.
এই ফ্রাইডে নিয়েন না স্যার, কেউ কিছু বলতেছে না কেন, কারো কোনো সমস্যা নাই।
This Friday is 17 and the next Friday is 24th. Okay, except Shaila Trisha, any of you have any problem this Friday?
Sir, this Friday will be too, because we have to go through all the assignment.
That is different. That is makeup midterm. You can easily tell in what time you have the regular meet. The teacher will rearrange the time. Okay, the problem is today we have some informal decision. Evening MBA office also wants to complete your final exam even on Friday and Saturday. If the situation goes like this way, the evening MBA's all final exam will be Friday and Saturday. We are just also observing the situation, and you know that your final exam from the 2nd of December. It will be start from the 2nd of December.
আমাদের তো ম্যানেজমেন্ট 25 তারিখে দিয়ে দিছে, মানে ফাইনাল।
Management final 25th of November. Who is the course teacher?
শবনম ম্যাম।
I don't know, because I don't know how many class she already completed, but the normal rule is it should not be before December 2nd. I don't know what will happen, but normal so far we know the date. It should be from 2nd of December. Okay, then no one have problem. Then we will start this Friday, and at the end of the class we will our syllabus. Huh?
So this Friday?
this Friday if you attend the exam.
কোনো প্রবলেম নাই, শুধু আমি কেন একটা সপ্তাহ পিছাবো? সিচুয়েশন তো আরো খারাপের দিকে যেতে পারে, এইজন্য ভয়তে।
স্যার ফ্রাইডে তে নরমালি স্যার অবরোধ তো হয় না স্যার, এইজন্য বলতেছিলাম যে
হয় না, কিন্তু বড় বড় জনসভাগুলো ফ্রাইডেতে হয়।
আর স্যার মানে শনিবার দিন যদি সন্ধ্যা হতো তাহলে কিন্তু সমস্যা ছিল, কিন্তু শুক্রবার সন্ধ্যায় আমার মনে হয়
হওয়ার কথা না। ঠিক আছে, যেহেতু আপনারা প্রিপারেশন নিতে যাচ্ছেন, you don't know the main technical point. What I am suggesting, what I am asking,
Yes,
I am asking first the date.
Okay,
I don't declare the syllabus. I don't
জি
declare
স্যার,
the
তাইলে ফ্রাইডে নেন, সমস্যা নাই, নেক্সট ফ্রাইডে নেওয়া দরকার নেই। তাহলে
I don't declare the syllabus.
প্র্যাকটিস করতে
The
হবে স্যার।
syllabus depends on your exam date. That's why I'm waiting. This is the management technique. First, your people should confirm the date. On the basis of date, the syllabus will be. Okay, no problem. We will take our second midterm 24th November, Friday, 7 p.m. Okay,
ওকে স্যার ইনশাআল্লাহ
we'll, I will give a notice in your Google Classroom. Okay, now we will start our exercise from chapter 9. Did you complete any exercise last class?
No, sir.
Can you see the book? Is it visible?
Yes, we
Visible
can
স্যার
see.
দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Okay, books are visible. Okay. Okay, now we can start our exercise. You can go to your page number 211. That is chapter 9. First, we will start exercise 4. Same as earlier class. We will write in our Microsoft Word page. You can write or you can take picture, whatever you like, but try to understand. And some of you may need to help me to calculate the figures. Okay, first we will start with the debenture problem, that is called cost of debenture. Just read the quiz exercise number 4. What are the information given in this problem? If you face any problem regarding this math, just ask me. You don't need to raise hand and other thing, because I am in the different screen. I have to check who is raising the hand. Better you can unmute yourself and raise the question. Okay sir, I don't understand this part. Is it clear for all? Okay, what are the information given? A 10-year 1000 rupee debenture of a firm can be sold for a net price of 977. Okay, how many information given in the first sentence? How many information given in the first sentence?
3.
3 স্যার।
3. That is, first we will write the information. That means, given that this is quiz exercise 4, I think you can see the word page. Given that, actually I feel comfort in writing in this word file rather than Wacom and others device, because in the Wacom and my handwriting is spreading very and it looks very bad. That's why I try to prefer Microsoft Word. Then the maturity period. What is the maturity period? What is the maturity period? N is equal to
10 years.
10 years. Okay. And what is the face value?
1000.
1000. Face value is 1000. Okay. Let's check what others given. Okay. They sell that can be sold for a net price is 977. What is the value of 977?
Current selling price.
Current selling price. Current selling price B0. As this is bond, we will use the term capital B and then 0. B0 is equal to 977. Let's check what other information given. The rate of interest is 14% per year, and the tax rate is 30%. Okay, rate of interest. Rate of interest I is equal to small I is equal to it's taking automatically 14%. Okay, we can just calculate the amount of interest from here. So amount of interest, what will be the amount of interest? Amount of interest is equal to 40% multiplied by what? Is it 977 or 1000?
1000.
1000. You need to always remember interest must be on face value. That means 1000 multiplied by 14%, that is 140 taka, dollar, rupee, whatever. And the last amount information is given, tax indicates by T is equal to 30%. These are the information given. What they are asking for? They are asking for compute after tax cost of debenture. Okay, let me clear first. If I ask you compute cost of debenture and after tax cost of debenture, both solution will be same. As this is debenture, cost of debenture indicates after tax. In this problem, as the tax rate is given 30%, cost of debenture means after tax debenture. You have to remember that always debenture is a after tax. Okay, then just think about from this problem, as a this is redeemable debenture or irredeemable debenture, because our formula will be different. If it is redeemable, there is a different formula. If it is irredeemable, there is another formula. Which types of debenture it is?
redeemable, sir.
Redeemable, and redeemed at par maturity. That means redeemable. When it is redeemable, we know that bondholder will earn what they will earn. Bondholder will earn interest. How many years? Bondholder will earn interest how many years? Present value interest factor annuity. What is the number of years? They will earn it 10 years.
10 years.
And what they will receive at the end of 10 years? What they will receive at the end of 10 years? They will receive the maturity value. That is a single period return. That is not annuity. Bondholder will receive interest for the next 10 years. As they will receive for next 10 years, that will be present value interest factor annuity. At the end of 10 years, they will receive a lump sum amount 1000, that is BN, at the end of the maturity, and that will be present value interest factor. It will not be annuity. The same as KD, and what will be the value? 10, because this amount will be also received at the end of 10 years. The first part is an annuity, second part is a single lump sum amount. Now we need to put value. What is the value of B0? 977. Interest, we know that interest is already 140, we calculated. Present value interest factor annuity, KD, and 10 years. We don't know what is the KD. We need to use trial and error method, and we need to put the value here. And again, the BN is 1000, as it is maturity at par. If they say maturity at premium, then you have to use different value. As they said maturity as par, you need to use the value 1000. Present value interest factor, KD, 10 years. This is the basic form of this formula. Now we will use two different percentages. Our target value is 977. First, we will use interest rate at 10%. That means we just write this part and we try to find out the value at 10%. At 10%, what is the value? Okay, I can make it little bit bigger. I think it will help you. At 10%, what will be our present value? This is your KD 10%. 10% 10 years. And this will be also 10% 10 years. Now we need to go back to your book, and I have my book with you. If you have your book, check the value. It will help you in the exam. And always remember, in this midterm, you can bring the last 4 table of your book. The first one will be on the basis of table number C or D. The first one will be on the basis of C or D. First one will be on the basis of table number D, annuity, present value interest factor annuity, 10%, 10 year. If you go back to your book, you can find the value 6.145. 6.145. And the second part, 1000 multiplied by, this one will be on the basis of table 3, present value interest factor 10%, 10 years. That is 386, 0.386. Those who have the book, please check the value first and then told me what is the amount. Those who already on camera, I appreciate, but those whose cameras is off, please on your camera. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for your concentration. What is the result?
Sir, 472.03 is it?
Sorry,
1246.3.
1240.
6.3.
0.3. Is it same for all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me what percentage we have to go. Is it more than 10% or less than 10%?
More than 10%.
More than 10%.
More than 10, sir.
More
More
than
than
10.
10%.
Our target value is 977. Okay, what should we go for? Is it 15 or more than 15?
More than 50.
More than 50.
We will not go for second time. That's why we will go directly for the 20%, and I think it will give us a good result. That's why same thing we are just copying here. I'm just copying these two lines. It will help me to write less, and I will change it. First, we will use 20%. This one change, this one change 20%, and I have to change the value here. Other things will be remain same. 20%, 10 year. Again, go back to your book, table number 4. 20%, 10 years. 20%, 10 year is 4.192. 4.192. And the last one is table number C, 20%, 10 year. 0.162. 0.162. Just calculate the value.
748.88.
Sorry?
748.88 maybe.
748.
88.
Your voice is too low. I can't hear you properly.
748.88.
748.88.
Now it's clear. 748.88.
Yes.
Okay. Is it same for all?
Ji, sir.
Okay. Now we have to use by using trial and error method. By using trial and error method. Okay, we have two interest rate. One is lower, is 10%. That's why 10 plus. Our highest value is 1246.3 minus 977. Sorry, yes, 977 divided by 1246.3 minus 748.88, and we have to multiply it by how much? We have to multiply it by 10. That is difference in interest rate. Okay, just find out the result, and this is not our ultimate result. What is the result? What is the result?
105.41.
Huh? It should not be more than 20%, not less than 10%. It should be within 10 to 20%.
15.2, 15.62.
15.62%. Okay. That means if we start with the 15%, it will be a problem. Sometimes it happens, you may need to 2 times. That means cost of KD is 15.62. But we know in case of cost of debt, what we need to calculate? Cost of debt after tax. Now we have to do this after tax. That means cost of debt 1 minus T. Our KD is 15.62. We know the tax rate is 30% given in your math. That means 1 minus 0.30. And this will be after tax cost of debt.
So এটা তো 15.62 না 15.41
Yes, sir. 15.41, sir.
15.41.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 15.41. 41. That means 15.41 multiplied by 0.7. That is 10.787. 10.787. That is your ultimate result. Any confusion? Just try to remember, in case of debt, first you have to know whether it is redeemable or irredeemable. If it is redeemable, that means you have the maturity period. In this situation, you have to do the trial and error method. But if it is irredeemable, it will be very easy. You need to divide it by the interest by your B0. Interest by B0, it will give you the KD. That will be very easy. But in case of redeemable preference share, you need to use trial and error method. Okay, now we will check another problem that should be related on cost of equity. And we know the cost of equity, there are 2 types. One is internal equity and another is external equity. And sometimes, okay, first we will start with the 7, exercise number 7. It is just simply 1, that is the cost of equity. There is no internal and external. But if you solve the problem number 8, you can find both, that is internal equity and another is external equity. We will start with this problem number 7. Then we will check one weighted average cost of problem. Then we can finish this chapter. Otherwise, after that, I will give a problem, you will solve it. Then we will move to our next chapter. Okay, read the first and write few lines. What is given in the exercise number 7? What are the information given in exercise number 7? First, they provide the current market price company share is 200. What is this information? Current market price. That is quiz exercise 7. Given that current market price, is it P0 or B0? P0 is equal to 200, because now we are doing the problem of equity. That's why we have to write P0. In case of bond, we will write B0. And expected dividend per share next year, তাহলে আমরা এখানে বলবো dividend of next year, অথবা year 1 we can say, next year it will be symbolized D1, as it is dividend. D1 is equal to, what is the dividend?
18.
Third.
10.
Dividend is 18, and then the payout ratio is 30%. Dividend is 18, payout ratio is 30%. Then what will be the retention ratio?
17%.
Retention ratio symbolized by what? Retention ratio B is equal to 70%. And we know that payout and retention, if we add these two, that must be equal to 100%. I think we need one more information. Okay, check this. There is another internal rate of return, 5%. Rate of return R is equal to 5%. What will be the formula? We need to calculate the KE. There is a basic formula, or we can sometimes write directly the formula of KD, that is dividend 1 divided by
PO, sir.
P0
Current market price.
multiplied by or plus
হচ্ছে ছোট জি স্যার।
plus G, that is growth. P0 means current market price, G is the growth. Okay, the problem is here there is no value for G. We know that what is the formula of G. G is equal to G always, that means G growth is equal to, it's automatically taking the capital word. G is equal to R multiplied by B. Then we can calculate G is equal to, what is the value of R? 5%. 0.05, and the retention ratio is 0.70. You need to multiply it by the 100, then we can find a percentage, or we can write in a fractional form. R multiplied by B is your growth rate. What is the value of R?
0.035.
0.70 multiplied by 100, 3.5%, or 0. We can write 3.5%, or we can write 0.035. Now we can put the value and find the cost of equity. Our dividend value is given. Dividend value is given 18 divided by P0 is given 200 plus 0.035. As we use 0.035 at the end, we need to multiply it by 100, and then we can write our percentage. That means 18 divided by 200 plus
0.125.
0.035. We can write 0.125, or we can write, what is the in percentage? 12.5%. Okay, if in this problem we provide tax rate is 30%, what will be the answer? For example, in this problem, they also provide tax rate 30%. What will be your cost of equity? What will be your cost of equity?
তো সেম থাকবে স্যার?
We need to adjust tax or not?
নট।
Okay. As it is equity, we don't need to adjust the tax rate. Is it clear for all? Only we need to adjust in case of debenture. Only we need to adjust in case of debenture. Okay, if you have any problem, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will move to the next problem.
স্যার ডিভেঞ্চারে কেন অ্যাডজাস্ট করব আর ইকুইটিতে কেন করব না, এটা যদি একটু কাইন্ডলি বলবেন।
Okay. Can you remember the structure of the income statement where we put interest and where we put dividend?
Yes, sir.
Which place? Okay, if I recall you, first in the income statement, first we use sales, then we deduct cost of goods sold, we can find gross profit.
Yes, sir.
Then we deduct operating expenses
Operating expenses.
and find the income from operation. In finance, this income from operation is known as earning before interest and tax. Then we deduct interest. After interest, we deduct tax.
Yes, sir.
Just you need to remember, interest expense is present before the tax, and dividend is present after the tax. That's why interest is coming from the debenture, we need to adjust debenture interest by tax. And equity and preference dividend comes after the tax. That's why in these two situations, we don't need to adjust the tax.
Okay, sir.
Sir, here is the payout ratio was mentioned. Isn't required to mention by any word or something like retention ratio is B.
Okay, payout, they normally write it payout. They didn't symbolize it, and sometimes just normally write it payout. And in this chapter, we don't need to symbolize payout because we don't need payout. We need retention.
Okay.
That's why just write payout. It will be okay. Now we'll move to our next part. In our last class, we solved the weighted average cost of capital at the end of the chapter. Would you please check these topics we completed in the last class or not? At the end of the chapter, there is a term weighted average cost of capital. There is a market value and book value. And what we said, which value we need to calculate?
You should just mention this one, but no exercise done that time, sir. Only
In the last class, we didn't solve any exercise. We just solved the illustration problem. This part, I think we completed. There is a problem related to book value and market value. When there are two values, which value weight we need to use? Always use the market value weight. And here was the information. I think we solved this in the last class. We solved this in the last class. This problem. আরে ভাই সলভ করছি কি করি নাই সেটাও তো বলতে হবে।
না স্যার সলভ করেননি স্যার।
জাস্ট ডিসকাস।
এই ইলাস্ট্রেশনটা ডিসকাস করি নাই ক্লাসে। আমরা তো লাস্ট ক্লাসে সব প্রবলেমই ডিসকাস মানে উই জাস্ট ডিসকাস দ্য ইলাস্ট্রেশন।
স্যার বলেছিলেন কিন্তু কোনো প্রবলেম সলিউশন
না, এইটা ডিসকাস করছি কিনা এক্সারসাইজ তো আমি এখন করাবো। এটা ডিসকাস ক্যান ইন দ্য লাস্ট ক্লাস
ডিসকাস করা হইছিল।
discuss করা হয়েছে, that now we can solve this problem. The same information they provided, just you need to remember, when there are two values, you need to weigh which weight, market value or book value.
মার্কেট ভ্যালু।
Market value, sir.
Market value weight. Okay, now we will go to our exercise. We have one problem just relating to the same. Exercise number 8. Just first check what kind of information is given here. A company is considering the possibility of raising 100 million by issuing debt, preference, capital and equity and retained earning. The book value and the market values of these issues are as follows. The following costs are expected to be associated with above mentioned issued of capital. Assume 35% is the tax rate. Okay, this is a very big problem. I think after solving this problem, we don't need to check any other problem, because in this problem all kind of information is given. Okay, there is a table that is called book value and market value, and the tax rate is given 35%. The same way you need to write what is given. As this problem is very big, we are not writing what is given. We will start with the requirement 1. The firm can sell 20-year 1,000 face value debenture with 16% of interest, and underwriting fee is 2% of the market price would be incurred to issue the debenture. The problem, you need to simply, what we have to do, we have to calculate weighted average cost of capital using book value and market value. They're asking for both. But we know that for book value weight or market value weight, we need a cost of debt, we need a cost of equity. But here, we don't have any cost of debt, equity, reserve, debenture, others. That's why from Roman 1, 2, and 3, we need to calculate 4% cost of debt, cost of preference share, cost of internal equity, cost of external equity, or cost of internal equity. Then we can do our requirement, that is weighted average cost of capital. The first part is we'll move to our cost of debt using the information of Roman 1. Check this information and tell me, is it a redeemable preference share or irredeemable preference share? Sorry, it is a redeemable debenture or irredeemable debenture. Roman 1 is related to debenture, Roman 2 is related to preference share.
irredeemable, sir. Irredeemable হবে না, স্যার।
Redeemable, they said the firm can sell a 20-year bond. As they mentioned, the bond maturity is 20 years. Why not redeemable? They already mentioned the maturity period N is 20.
Okay, sir.
This is your, I'm not writing all this, just write it. You can write in your script. Maturity N is equal to 20 years. Face value 1,000. Rate of interest 16%. What will be the amount of interest? What will be the amount of interest?
160.
160. That means 1,000 multiplied by 16%. 1,000 multiplied by 16%. I just need to know, and I will calculate this. What is the current selling price of bond? What is the current selling price of bond? I'm just writing here. Exercise 8. We'll start the Roman 1. We all know that N is equal to 20, face value 1,000, I is equal to, is it 14 or 16? 16. 16%. Okay. Now we need to find out our B0. What will be the B0? Who can tell me what will be the B0? If you know the B0, you can easily calculate the cost of debt by using your trial and error formula. What is the B0?
Sir, 900.
How can you calculate?
Sir, 2%
1000 minus
20%. Sorry, 2%.
1000 multiplied by 2%. That means 980.
80.
You understand why this B0 is 980? Because there is an underwriting fee 2% of the market price. 2% means you need to pay 20 taka commission for selling your bond. That's why you will receive 980 taka after selling the bond. Okay, now we can write the same thing. We can write our basic formation like other earlier one. That means 980 is equal to, I'm just writing here shortly, 160 present value interest factor annuity. Mr. Adnan Faisal, would you please mute yourself? If you want to say anything, you can unmute, but until that, mute yourself. Present value interest factor annuity KD 20%. Okay, what is the BN? What will be BN? Are they selling premium, par, or discount? What are the information given? Are they selling premium, par, or discount?
Discount.
Okay. Where is given the discount? Where is given the maturity value? They said current
1000.
underwriting commission. Underwriting commission is for selling the bond right now. That is not related to your maturity. We are asking what you will receive after 20 years. 1000 or anything less or more than 1000. They don't write anything. They don't write par, premium, or discount. If they don't mention anything, it must be at par. That means in this situation, we have to write 1000 is your bond maturity value. 1000 multiplied by present value interest factor KD 20. Now you can solve it by using trial and error method. You can solve your own. I'm just writing here few answer. Just you will solve your own. That's why I'm just writing. I'm not speaking. It will hamper your writing. You just write your own. And you can take any your preferred percentage. You don't need to write always the percentage I write in here skill. You can write it your own percentage. %, 20 years. That is table number 4. 10%, 20 years. 8.514. And the present value lump sum, that is also 10%, 20 years. 0.149.
1511.24.
1511.24. This is very, very far from our required percentage. Okay, what should we do now? First, I
25% ধরা যায়
30% করা যায় স্যার
30 or more than 30. First, try with the 30%. Let's see what happens.
30%, yes.
I think it will be tough. In the 30%, it will be tough, but try 30% because in our book, we have only 30 and then 40. We don't have 35. If 30% does not cover, we'll go for 40. We don't have any other option.
স্যার এই জিনিসটা কি পরীক্ষার হলে প্রতিটা দেখাতে হবে নাকি আমি জাস্ট শুধু ক্যালকুলেটরে করে যেটা
You
এক্সাক্ট
have to
হবে
write the
সেটাই
first
বসাই
line,
দিলাম
then you have to write the first line. The way I'm writing here. Present value factor, annuity, 30%, 20 years. 30%, 3.316, 3.316, 1,000, 30%, 0.005. $160 multiplied by 3.316 plus, I think it will be okay, 1,000 multiplied by
535.56.
535.56. Okay, now we'll move to our trial and error method. I'm just writing the answer here. You can calculate your own. Height value 1511.24 minus 1,000 divided by 1511.24 minus 535.56, and the multiply, we need to multiply it by 20 as the difference in interest is 10 and 30, that is 20. Calculate the answer. And you know that cost of debenture and cost of preference share calculation will be remain same. That's why for second part we also again need to do this thing. Cost of debenture, cost of debt after tax is equal to
স্যার 20.47 আসছে স্যার।
what about others? Is it 20.47?
20.47
Yes, sir. 20.48.
47,
24.
47 or 8 is okay. 1 minus, what is the tax rate given? They mention assume tax rate is 35%. 0.35.
$13.31.
13.31%. Okay, now we'll move to Roman 2. We need to calculate.
স্যার একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল স্যার এখানে।
বলেন।
25% ধরলে স্যার মানে 19 হইতো স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, হয়ে যেত। we can use 25%. As the result is 20.47, we can use 25%. In this situation, 10 and 25, your result will be little bit closer.
Okay sir, thank you.
Okay, now we'll move to our second problem. We need to do the same thing again. As we know, the cost of debenture and cost of preference share calculation is same. Just difference is, in case of preference share, we don't need to adjust tax. The firm can sell 20-year 1000 face value debenture, sorry, the 11% 100 face value preference share can face 120 per share. However, the firm will have to pay 7.25 per preference share as underwriting commission. Okay, we'll write this few information because for this part we need to symbolize differently. Okay, the first one is face value 100, given that face value of preference share is equal to 100, preference dividend is equal to 11%. We need to know the amount of dividend also. Then amount of dividend will be 11, as it is 11% 100 taka face value. Amount of dividend DIV is equal to 11, as it is 100 face value and 11% is the rate. And what is the current selling price? Current selling price PD, preference share. We can write P0 here also. Preference share is P0 is equal to 120 minus 7.25. 120 minus 7.25. That means 112.75. What will be P1? What will be PN? What will be PN? What will be PN? Is it 120, 100, 112.75? Actually, we don't need PN also here. Okay, can anyone tell me why we don't need PN here? Is it redeemable preference share or irredeemable preference share?
Irredeemable স্যার, কারণ এখানে কোনো টাইম
There
দেয়া
is
নাই।
no maturity. Maturity, if there is a maturity, it will be very difficult. We don't need to calculate the PN because when we don't need have maturity, we don't need to calculate the PN. Then what will be the formula? Who can tell me cost of preference share for irredeemable? What will be the formula? Cost of preference share KP is equal to what is divided by what? We can write it P dividend here, that is preference dividend. What will be the formula? P dividend by all forget. P dividend divided by
P0.
P0. That means 11 divided by 112.75. Just calculate the percentage. If it is redeemable, then you need to do the same thing as you did for debenture. Okay, what is the answer?
0.098.
0.098. It means 9.8%.
75.
Is it 9.8 or 9.75?
স্যার আমার হিসাবে 9.76 আসছে
Okay. Can
9.7
anyone tell me what others you have the value?
Sir, 0.97 or 975.
0.0975. Okay, that means 9.75%. Do I need to adjust tax? Do
No.
I need to adjust tax or not? No, we don't need to adjust tax. Okay, the last one is for ordinary share, that is Roman 3. The firm ordinary share is currently selling for 150. It is expected that the firm will pay a dividend 12 per share at the end of next year. That is dividend 1 is 12, which is expected to grow at 7%. That means growth rate is given 7%. The new ordinary share can be sold for 145. There is a difference. The firm currently selling 150. And again at the bottom they said new ordinary share. Can you remember? Cost of internal equity, cost of external equity. In case of external equity, which share price we need to use? 150 or 145? For new issue. For new issue is the current market price. For old one, that is your retained earning or existing market price. The formula will be same. The firm should incur 5%, 5 per share as a flotation cost. Okay. First, we need to calculate the P0. At present, P0 is given. The firm ordinary selling, currently selling is 150. And the new share can be sold at 145. Okay. The problem is they again give us here flotation cost. From which value we need to deduct the flotation cost? Here we need to calculate 2%. One is cost of internal equity and one is cost of external equity. Which one, from where we need to deduct this flotation cost?
Selling price.
From the current selling price. That means P0, new P0 will be 145 or 140.
145.
145 minus 5. As if you want to sell it now, you need to pay 5 rupees as a flotation cost. 5 rupees as flotation cost. Okay, we will start. What is the formula? If you just remember, in the earlier class we solved the same problem. One is internal equity, another is external equity. If you forget, I can show you the page. You can read it and then you can solve it. The only difference is on that problem we don't have any flotation cost. The other all information are same. Okay, we will start cost of internal equity, KE internal. We have to write this like this way. It should be by script. KE internal is equal to, what is the formula? Dividend divided by, what is the formula? Dividend 1 divided by P0 plus We solved this problem few minutes before. Plus
G.
G. Just only difference is you need to put the value as it is internal. Tell me which value. I am writing the 3 value. I am writing the 2 value and you have to write the remaining one. I'm just writing here the next year dividend 12 and the growth rate is 7%. That means we have to write 12 divided by something plus growth rate is 7%, 0.07. What should we write as a P0 as it is internal equity? 140 or 145 or 150?
Internal equity to 145, sir.
Internal equity, what is the existing market price? We are not issuing any new. This is internal. When you talk about external, we need to issue new share. We are not talking about issue any share here because this is internal. When you talk about external, that means we have to issue new share. In this situation, we don't need to issue any new share. That's why it should be 150. Tell me what is the percentage? 112 divided by 150, and then we can find our result, that is called your cost of internal equity.
স্যার 0.15 আসছে।
Sir, 0.15.
0.15, sir.
0.15, huh?
1/4.
Okay. That means 15%. Okay, now we have to write the cost of external equity. That is KE external. The same way you have to use this one. The only difference, you need to write the bottom value, that is P0 price. What will be here? Dividend 1. I'm just writing the value here. 12 divided by 140 plus 0.07. Why not 145?
5% floating cost incurred on
Cost
the
of issue is 5. That means 145 minus 5, that is 140. Okay, it's all subscript here. Okay. What is the result?
0.1557.
Sorry, I can hear
0.1557.
15.7.
15.57%.
15.57%. That is the first part of our math. Now we have to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. We will use two table, 15.57, and first we have to identify how many columns we need to calculate. As we have, there are two requirements. One is book value weight, another is market value weight. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. We will prepare a table of 4 columns, and first we will use book value weight. book value weight, and we need to use 4 column. That is your, just we need to write the same thing here: ordinary share, reserve, preference share, debt. Ordinary share. Okay, I need a heading here. That's why I need 5 row. Ordinary share. What is the amount given for ordinary share? Preference share. Sorry, I think I just need to open the book. It will help you. Otherwise, first is ordinary share, then reserve, then preference share.
Then preference, then debt.
Reserve, preference share, and the last one is debt. Okay, what is the proportionate or percentage given? Proportionate is 30% or 0.13, 30, 10, 20, 40. It must be 100. 10, 20, 40. And we can use another row for our calculation, or we need to, as we need to show our result. And now we have to write our cost of capital. Tell me what percentage you find and where I will write what percentage. Okay, just give me 2 seconds. I'm coming back. Okay. Okay, what is the cost of capital? You already calculated your cost of capital. What is the ordinary share? Is it internal or external? These two will be difficult. Which one is internal? Reserve is always internal. Ordinary share, that means it is new issue. That means reserve means 15% and internal equity. Reserve will be 15%. We can write 15% means 0.15. That will help you for the calculation. And equity is, sorry, reserve 15%. I'm just writing in the wrong place. Reserve means internal equity, reserve 15%. And ordinary share means new issue, that is 15.57%. That means 0.1557. 15.57, 0.1557. What is preference share? Cost of capital 9.75%, 0.0975. 0.0975. What is the debt percentage? Why I'm writing in this form? because we can simply multiply and we can find our result. If we use percentage, we can go also find the same value. We are just trying to avoid the calculation. That's why I'm writing this form. What is the cost of debt? Is it 20.47 or 13.31?
Sir, 13.31.
It should be 13.31. Now you have to multiply and you can find your result. And here is your weighted average cost of capital.
স্যার প্রথম ভ্যালুটা হচ্ছে 4.671
4.671 0.015
1.5 স্যার
1.5 the third one
1.95 স্যার
1.95. Please check other people whether he is right or wrong.
লাস্টটা স্যার 5.32
5.32. What is the total?
টোটাল স্যার স্যার 13.445
Weighted average cost of capital 13.445.
জি স্যার 445
Okay, I'm just writing 13.445. Okay, do you have any problem to understand? Just remember one thing: which one is your internal, which one is an external. Return earning is internal. Return earning means from the earning, the amount we do not distribute to the shareholder. That is known as return earning. And the amount we distributed, that is known as dividend. That means whenever for any project we use our internal source, that is known as we use from money from our return earning. And whenever we issue new share, it is known as ordinary share capital. Okay. Now we'll go for the next one. I think market value weight. The market value weight is, there is a 3 item and the percentage is different. So these are the, sorry, I did a mistake, but it will not change our math. They mention here million. They mention here million. This is not a proportionate. This is amount. But in this, as the total amount is 100, the proportionate will be also same. What I should do here, I'm just writing one column to the left. You don't need to write it first. Just look it here. This is insert column to the left. Getting problem because there is an I've just opened one column. As I merge this part, I have to just from someone side is there is a very noise. I think someone is outside and his microphone is unmute. I will just divided this three column. I think it will help me. As it is amount, I need to do the percentage. The percentage will be remain same as the total amount is 100 million. So why it is coming here? I need to open a new column. I think this one creating problem. Why not create? I can't open insert column to the left. Okay, this will also. This is your weighted average cost of capital. It will be remain same, and this is amount here. Amount in million. It was 30 million. It was 10 million. It was 20 million. It was 40 million. Okay, what is the total?
100 million.
Total will be 100 million. And whenever it is 100 million, you can easily tell me the percentage is total 100 million. That means this is 30%. We can write it here percentage as it is proportionate. As it is proportionate, we can write it 30%, 40%, whatever the percentage. Just we need to write it percentage.
স্যার টেবিলটা কি আবার লিখবো স্যার?
No, you don't need to just remember. You can make another column. You can make another column. Okay. They provide amount. As they provide amount, we need to do the percentage. Just this percentage, this proportionate and cost of capital we multiplied, we can find the cost of capital. We are doing the same thing again for our market value weight. But in case of market value weight, how many component we have and what is the amount? We have only 3 component. That means ordinary share 60, preference share and debt. We don't have any reserve. That means we will omit this reserve column. Ordinary share 60 million. Reserve, we don't have reserve. Preference share 24 million. We have some newcomer right now who is there waiting. Hisham Sajjad, are you joining right now? Okay.
জয়েন করে আবার বের হয়ে যাচ্ছে টেকনিক্যাল সমস্যার জন্য আর কি।
Technical difficulties. Okay, tell me what is the amount of preference share? What is the amount of preference share? Preference share 24, dev 36. Preference share 24, dev 36. In total 120. Now you need to do the percentage. How can we do the percentage? First one is 60 divided by 120. Just here 60 divided by total. The second one is 24 divided by 120. 24 divided by 120. What will be the result? 20%. Third one is 30 divided by 120. That is 30%. Okay, what will be the difference here? All the percentages are same or different? All the percentage will be same or different?
Different.
Okay, which one will be different? We are using market value. Market value is in internal or external?
এক্সটার্নাল স্যার।
We
External.
already use external percentage. 15.75 is the external. The preference share is 9.75, deft is 13.35. All are same here. Deft 13.31 preference share, and we just need to put ordinary share as it is the market value. We need to use market rate, that is external rate. Now you can calculate and find out the result. This is the new thing we calculate here, the proportionate. This proportionate must be 100%. I just missed out the earlier time. I thought that was in percentage as the total is 100. But they mention on the top there is a million. Okay, what is the result of first row? 3 point something, 3.51.15, or you can use 0.50 multiplied by 0.1557. What is the result? It may be in the form of 0. We can make it percentage later on. Just tell me what is the multiplication. Okay, what we can write, I'm just writing here 50.50 multiplied by 0.1557. That is 0.07785. Then 20% 0.20 multiplied by 0.0975. That is 0.195. And the third one is 0.30 multiplied by 0.1331. 0.03993. Is it? Okay, then multiply these three. Sorry, add these three. 0.07785 plus 0.195 plus 0.03993.
0.0672.
Sorry again.
0.067215.
067215. এটা কি সবার আসছে?
0.3127.
উনি তো আমি তো যোগ করলাম কিন্তু ওনার সাথে মিলে না কেন?
0.31278.
0.31278 স্যার।
কোনো একটা জায়গায় প্রবলেম, just check it. 0.20 multiplied by 0.0975. 0.0195. There is a mistake here. 0.0195. That means 0.07785 plus 0.0195 plus 0.03993. In total
0.13728.
0.13728. We can write it 13.728% or 73%. This is your market value one. This is very simple. We need this amount or cost of capital. As the amount is given, we can approximate it. Cost of capital, if it is given, then we can simply multiply. If it is not given, then we need to calculate like this problem. But just remember, in the exam, it is very much uncertain. That means the problem is like that size or not. It depends on how many marks it is given. But this is the biggest math in your chapter, where all of these things you need to calculate and then calculate the cost of capital. Sometimes it may ask calculate the cost of capital. Sometimes the cost is given, they may ask for weighted average cost of capital. Any question? Do you have any question? Okay, if you don't have, just write few number of your assignment. The first one is exercise number, problem number 1. problem 1, page number 212. This is relating to debenture. Problem number 3, this is relating to preference share. Problem number 4, problem 4, problem number 11. I think 11 is little bit tough for you. Okay, just as it is assignment, you can solve it. Problem number 11. If you don't understand any part of the 11, you can ask me in the next class.
So 1,
Sir,
3,
first
4,
one was
11.
1. So 1, 3, 4, 11.
1, 3, 4,
11.
1, 3, 4, 11. But in this problem, you can find only one, that is the preference share. Actually, dividend and preference share problems are same. You don't need to worry about this thing. But whatever you have to do for dividend, the debenture, and it is same for the preference share also. Just remember, it is whether it is what we can say redeemable or irredeemable. That is our main concern, nothing else. Okay, do you have any question? Okay, just I am taking one permission. Actually, so far I know I forget to bring the attendance sheet. I'm going to take a screenshot of the screen and then I will give the attendance. I'm just using my laptop screenshot. You don't need to sorting your hair because I am just need the name. You can smile. It will be a good picture of you. And we can use this picture for our Google profile picture, Google Classroom profile picture. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
স্যার আমার নিকনেমটা দেওয়া আছে রায়হান তানভীর তো রায়হানুর রহমান এই নামে দেওয়া আছে
Raihanur Rahman.
জি এটা হচ্ছে আপনার আসল নাম জি স্যার
Okay, I will use it. Okay, today we'll not continue anymore. In our next class, we will solve our last chapter. That is our chapter number 17. That is the dividend policy. And on the 24th, we will take our midterm. The midterm syllabus will be up to today's class. That means your midterm will be chapter 1, 2, 8, and what is today's chapter? 9. 1, 2, 8, 9 will be your midterm syllabus. 1, 2, 8, and 9.
মাত্র থিওরি ছিল ওইটাই তো না, আর বাকি তিনটা হচ্ছে ম্যাথ।
In the chapter 1, there is only the theory. 2, 8, 9 is the mathematical problem.
জি স্যার।
স্যার আপনি বলছিলেন স্যার যে সময় পেলে ক্যাশ ফ্লো সম্পর্কে একটু বলবেন।
Okay, actually you already know, I think you already understand that already some of my family member is knocking because yesterday was Diwali and we'll move out. They are already waiting for me and they are knocking me. That's why I'm sometimes talk to them and off the screen. Well, we'll discuss it in the next class. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
No problem, sir. You enjoy your day, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in the
Thank you
next
for your class, sir. Thank you.
If you have any